Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. In this particular video, I want us to look at the dilemma in which William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and Raila Odinga, the Azimio party leader, finds themselves in after they agreed to a bipartisan deal last Sunday. That deal ensured two things took place immediately. Number one, the Azimio demonstrations which had been called for Monday were cancelled immediately. Number two, William Ruto kicked off the process of a bipartisan process through parliament. Indeed, the next day, William Ruto met with Kenya Kwanza parliamentary leadership at State House. So I want us to look at the dilemma in which this gentleman finds themselves in, because if you've been keenly following the happening since that particular announcement on Sunday, a lot of things has happened. Raila Odinga kind of has changed some of the conditions, because initially Raila Odinga gave Ruto three demands: the issue of cost of living, the issue of the servers, and the issue of IEBC commissioners. And just yesterday when they met, I heard them clearly saying that they want the cost of unga to go back to 70. And William Ruto also met his brigades during his political activities, and they also delivered a powerful message. So will this deal actually go through? It reminds me of Raila Odinga and football. You know, football and politics always go together. Raila Odinga supports Arsenal. For those who follow football very closely, Arsenal and Raila Odinga are almost the same. Right now, Arsenal is on top of the Premier League. They have 72 points, followed very closely with Manchester City, who are at 64 points. A difference of 8 points, although Man City has one game at hand. If they win, the difference between them would be 5. But Arsenal, as usual, might not really win that league. That's how Raila Odinga is. He normally begins very fast. But along the way, you'll always realize that Raila Odinga will not win, because Arsenal so far, the last time they won the Premier League was 2003. But not that they don't know how to play football. They're always the best, but they can't finish. So in this video, let us look at the dilemma. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So I want you guys, for this particular video, just to press that thumbs up button. Now back to football again. There's going to be a very big match between Manchester City and Bayern on the 11th day of April 2023. That is next Tuesday. It will be played at Etihad Stadium. Please, I want us to place a bet on that particular match. And the good news is that I have an offer from 1xBet. 1xBet is a betting company which has become a world leader in the industry for 10 years. The platform is the easiest to use for depositing and especially for withdrawing your money. Don't miss the chance to play big. Enter my promo code LEAD2023 while registering, top up your account, and get your bonus of up to 130 euros on your first deposit. All the information in the pinned commentary. That's the offer from XBet. So for those who can, check that pinned comment. Now let us get back to the main issue. And let me ask you this simple question. Do you think we are going to have a deal between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza? Azimio yesterday appointed their 8-member team to the committee. Babu Owino was left out. Probably we'll do an analysis about that. Kenya Kwanza will hold their parliamentary group meeting on Tuesday. Do you think these gentlemen are going to agree? For me, that will depend on several other factors. But Raila Odinga and William Ruto are finding themselves in a very tight corner. The first dilemma they find themselves in is the issue of legitimacy. When we talk of legitimacy, it means the acceptability of William Ruto's presidency. Let's face it, constitutionally, the IBC declared William Ruto the president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga disputed that. He went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Kenya ruled in favor of William Ruto. William Ruto was officially sworn in as the president of the Republic of Kenya. As we speak, he is the commander-in-chief. Raila Odinga is coming up with one of the demands: open the server. Now, what do you think will happen if Kenya Kwanza will agree for the server to be open? Then immediately the server is open, then they realize that there is something that Raila Odinga actually won based on the figures. Because Raila Odinga believes very strongly, and his members also believes very strongly, that he won the presidency. And they realized this almost 6 months later, that the servers were interfered with. So one of the demands they are placing on the table is, guys, let us conduct a forensic audit of the servers. William Ruto, on the other side, believes he's the president. He won't agree to that. In fact, the moment these people will be sitting on a table to talk, one of the issues they'll be putting on the table is that Raila must accept Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. The moment Raila will accept that, then all these issues he's talking about will neither be here nor there. So they find it, both of them find themselves in a very, very tight corner. Because if William Ruto will decline the issue of servers, then Kenyans will also believe that probably there is something which he is hiding. So that is the first dilemma both teams find themselves in. For Raila Odinga, for example, if he insists on the server and Ruto refuses, what will he do? The other dilemma they find themselves in is the hardliners on both sides. Rigathi Gachagua has made it very clear to Kenyans and to Ruto specifically that if there's going to be any handshake, I'll not be part of it. Where handshake means talks. Yeah? On the other side of Raila Odinga, he also has hardliners. People like Babu Wino. People like Wajakoya the Fifth. People like Ledama Olekina. People like Edwin Sifuna. On the other side, there are also serious hardliners. Kimani Ichung'wah, Rigathi himself, and several others from the mountain. So these hardliners will not give Ruto space. If you read Jakaya Kikwete's book, there's a point he's explaining what happened during the Annan negotiations. That it reached a point where Ruto, who was representing Raila, and Kariwa, who was representing Kibaki, in most cases, because they were hardliners, had to be removed from the room. Or sometimes they had to agree to talk, minus the other negotiators. So Raila and Kibaki would be brought on the table. And once they were brought on the table, at least for them, they would agree. For hardliners, they can't agree. These guys have serious hardliners. And these hardliners will not agree in almost all these issues. Because again, that's what they want to prove to the supporters, that they're real hardliners. Number 3 is the expectations of their supporters. What is the expectation of Raila Odinga supporters in these talks, for example? The expectation in their minds is very simple. We are going to go into the talks. The cost of living is going to reduce. We are going to reconstitute a new IBC, and servers are going to be audited. And if Raila Odinga is found to have won, then another discussion from there. Probably Raila Odinga being sworn in. So that's how the discussions are going to go. On the other side, Kenya Kwanza believes their supporters that they won. Therefore, there's no need of the servers being counted, that the government is already working on the cost of living, and that the IBC commissioners, that one they can negotiate. They don't care. But through parliament. In fact, if you look at the team which were appointed from Raila Odinga side, I don't think Azimio is interested in parliamentary initiative. I don't think so. From that list. Because Kenya Kwanza is likely to give their parliamentary leadership Azimio hardliners. So the expectations of their supporters is going to really frustrate them. Even if they really wanted this thing to move. Because William Ruto would also want a situation where he's ruling a country which is accepting him as the president of the Republic of Kenya. In fact, Mwangi Kiunjuri stated something which most people did not notice, that majority of Kenyans never voted. So according to him, William Ruto should agree to talks, because majority of Kenyans never voted, and because they never voted, it means they don't recognize the presidency of Ruto. So the expectation of supporters. Number 4, which is a big dilemma, is the aftermath of the handshake between Raila and Uhuru. That handshake is the main problem. Why? Because William Ruto used the handshake to his advantage. They also fear that Raila Odinga might actually use this so-called handshake in his advantage. Because the thing is, apart from Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga greeting themselves symbolically at the steps of Arambe House, what else could define that handshake? Raila and Ruto will always meet. In fact, at some point I saw Rigathi Gachagua and Raila Odinga having handshake. And you don't understand why they really make handshake to be something which is so wrong. Yeah, I thought you guys also saw the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua and Raila Odinga, sharing a table, sharing a room and discussing. So that handshake aftermath, because Kenya Kwanza actually ensured they gave it a bad name. So they would not want to associate with anything in the name of handshake. And that's why they are always very clear that it's not going to be handshake. What is handshake? The other dilemma they are facing is mistrust. These guys don't trust each other. Raila believes Ruto is scheming. Ruto believes Raila is scheming. Raila is coming into this to destroy. The way he destroyed Jubilee, the way he destroyed the KANU, the way he destroyed the Nusumkati government. They believe so. Raila Odinga and the team also believes that Ruto is crafty, whatever is planning, you know, just funny deals there. And lastly, I also tend to think that politics is taking center stage. And it's a big dilemma for them. Ruto has 2027 politics, 2032 politics to deal with. Raila Odinga has the idea of removing Ruto from the presidency in 2027. For Ruto, the mountain is the key. So you don't want a situation where he would make a move which is going to rattle the mountain. He would do every other thing. And that's why yesterday he went to the mountain. And you could tell from his speech, his message was very clear. He would not want a situation where the mountain disembark from his camp. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.